Hello everyone. So today we are going to discuss another question which is important from mains perspective. So question is, what are the major challenges faced by MSME sector? Also specify the role MSME sector can play in the defense manufacturing. So there are two major parts of the question. First part is asking what are the major challenges in front of MSME, and second part is related to role MSME sector can play in overall defense manufacturing. So now first thing first, we need to frame our answer in this way: introduction, then body, and in this body we need to cover two parts. First part is related to challenges, and second part is role of MSME, in defense manufacturing, and third part, that is obviously going to be our conclusion. So now, first thing first, in previous question, we had discussed that what is MSME, what is its definition, what is the role of MSME as far as exports are concerned, as far as employment is concerned, as far as overall women empowerment is concerned in GDP. So we have already covered that section. So for introduction, we need not to worry, we can directly use that same information. For example, in this particular question, we can briefly introduce the MSME sector. That will be our introduction. So what is MSME? MSME stands for micro, small and medium enterprises. Now, as we have covered in previous question, so MSME sector is under MSME ministry. It is governed by MSME Development Act of 2006. And as per recently updated definition, the criteria of MSME classification is based on two parameters. One is investment and second is turnover. Previously, the classification differentiated between service-based MSME and manufacturing-based MSME, but now there is no such differentiation. That means both are considered equally. Okay, so the new definition is based on investment and turnover, and it is like this one. Entire amount is in crores, that is CR. This is micro, this is small, and this is medium. So that means the new definition covers MSME sector on the basis of investment and on the basis of turnover. If investment is less than 1 crore and turnover is less than 5 crore, that will be micro. If investment is less than 10 crore and turnover is less than 50 crore, that will be small. And if investment is less than 50 and turnover is less than 250, that will be medium enterprise. Investment means the amount which we have invested, and turnover means overall revenue which has been generated in a specific year. So this is the definition. Now this will cover our introduction part. Second part is, what are the challenges faced by MSME sector? So challenges, as far as MSME is concerned, there are few major challenges. First thing first, since they are operating at a very small scale, they do not have much financial resources. That is why the biggest challenge for MSME sector is credit availability. Another challenge is that since they have limited financial resources, that means they do not have much financial resources at their disposal. That is why they do not have much budget for their marketing. They do not have much budget to hire talented people. So their exposure is very limited. So another challenge is that they cannot purchase raw material in bulk quantity. Because they have limited resources, so they cannot purchase in bulk quantity, and if they are able to purchase in bulk quantity, obviously the price will be lower. So They have limited credit availability, limited financial resources. They cannot purchase raw material in bulk. Another problem is that they do not have skilled manpower or limited access to skilled manpower. Skilled manpower. Another problem is that because of cheap imported items, specifically from countries like China, they need to face competition from imported items. So that is another challenge. Competition from imports. Competition from imports. Another challenge is that they face a problem of excess regulation, and the economic survey has highlighted this problem as regulatory cholesterol. Regulatory cholesterol means regulatory cholesterol. So regulatory cholesterol means because of excessive government regulation, some developments are being hindered. That means government is excessively regulating things, and that is why entire process has become very complicated. So just like cholesterol blockades the supply of blood, in that similar way, the excessive regulation act as a blockade in the development. So this is excessive regulation, or in simplest sense, it is regulatory cholesterol. Excessive regulation. Apart from that, they have limited budget or limited financial resources. That means they do not have much emphasis on their market availability. That means their marketing budget is limited, and therefore their market access is also limited. So limited market access. Market access. Another problem is problem of scale. Problem of scale. Scale means if there is a micro unit, it will focus on its growth, and then it will try to become small unit, and then it will try to become medium unit. But in case of MSME in our country, the problem is most of MSME lies in the first category, that is micro units. They are not able to extend their business or expand their business. They are not able to replicate that same success in other areas as well. So that is another problem. And because of that problem, their overall cost of production is very high, and they are not able to compete with other multinational companies. So this is a challenge. So these are some of the challenges which you can specify. Now, coming back to the question again, the second part of the question is saying, what is the role of MSME in overall defense manufacturing? That means what role they can play in overall defense manufacturing. So now we are going to cover a second part, MSME and defense. MSME and defense. Okay, first and foremost thing that India is one of the leading importer of defense items or defense equipments. However, in last few years, the scenario is now changing. Now we are also exporting defense items. For example, even though we are one of the leading importer of defense items, we are exporting defense items to roughly 75 nations. First and foremost things that now we have expanded our exports for defense items. Second thing, our exports of defense has become 6 times in last 5 years. That itself shows that we are making some progress, and the target is that our overall defense export as of now is roughly $1.5 billion. Target is to make it to roughly $5 billion. $5 billion. So that is our target, and the goal is to achieve it by 2025. So in this goal, MSME unit can play a significant role because MSME units are operating at all levels. Therefore, they can play a vital role in achieving this entire success. So, how MSME can play that role? We are going to discuss that. So, this is how you can initiate your second part, that how MSME and defense are going to collaborate. That means how these two are cooperate with each other. Okay, now there are different policy initiatives that has been taken to promote the contribution of MSME in overall defense. For example, first and foremost is offset policy. Offset policy. What is this offset policy? It simply means if we are giving a defense contract to some foreign country, let's say we are giving a contract to ABC company, ABC, and this is of say USA. Now we are giving contract to this company, and as per offset policy, whatever amount we are giving to this company need to invest some percentage of that amount in our country in defense manufacturing. That means whatever is the contract amount, let's say the contract amount is say 100. So we have given a contract of 100 rupees to ABC company. We in the sense as a country I'm talking about. So out of 100, let's say this country need to invest 10%. So this country will invest that 10 in India. And for what purpose it will be invested? It will be invested for defense manufacturing. And in this defense manufacturing, obviously even MSME are going to play a role, because if I focus on contribution of MSME in GDP, roughly 30% of our GDP is from MSME sector. So obviously MSME will play a vital role. So first role is through offset policies. Second role is defense procurement procedure. Defense procurement procedure. Okay, defense procurement procedure focus on the priorities which we need to specify in overall procurement of defense items. So it says that we need to give focus or special emphasis on those items which are manufactured by MSME. So kind of it give priority to the items which are manufactured by MSME units. Another policy initiative is through defense investor cell. Defense investor cell. So as the name suggests, this specific cell has been set up to promote investment or to encourage investment in our country in defense sector. So obviously that investment will provide opportunities to MSME sector. New MSME units will be developed, and that is how the contribution will increase. So the purpose is investment. Another policy initiative is innovation for defense excellence. Innovation for defense excellence. So as the name suggests, IDEX, it is related to promote innovation in the defense manufacturing, and that innovation will help overall manufacturing sector, and to be specific, that will help defense manufacturing, and therefore it will also provide support to MSME. This will also encourage research and development in overall defense manufacturing. And last but not least is defense corridors. Defense corridors. So just like industrial corridors, they are going to connect the different defense related areas. That means the areas which are involved in defense manufacture. So these areas which are involved in defense manufacturing will be connected through defense corridors or defense industrial corridors. So as of now, there are two defense corridors. One is going to be in Tamil Nadu and second is in Uttar Pradesh. So these are some of the initiatives which will promote the significance or role of MSME in overall defense manufacturing. So we have already covered second part. Now coming back to third part, that is conclusion. So in conclusion, we can specify that if MSME is going to play a big role, A, it will lead to employment. MSME will lead to employment, and that employment will lead to utilization of our demographic dividend, and this utilization will also lead to the success of our goal, which is 5 trillion economy. Apart from that, since we need to connect it to defense manufacturing also, MSME will provide to our defense manufacturing. So it will lead to our exports. So that will help us in earning foreign currency or forex. Plus, it will reduce our import dependency. And it will also help us in achieving the goal of Atmanirbhar Bharat. How the goal of Atmanirbhar Bharat will be fulfilled? Because it focus on Atmanirbhar Bharat, focus on our self-reliance. So through development of indigenous products, we are focusing on self-reliance. It will also provide support to Make in India. So that is how you can conclude your entire answer by covering these dimensions. Thank you, and that's all for the day.